Hello and welcome back, my law lovers, to another episode of Celeb Legal Talk. And I'm back at you today with another doozer. We're going to talk about these text messages that were just released from Terrence Bradley and Attorney Merchant. It does look like, guys, that Terrence Bradley might have been the person that aided in giving all of the information that the defense needed to bring this hearing, this motion to the forefront. Let's just do a recap so we're all in the loop on what's happened so far. Okay. Fani Willis has been accused of misusing state and federal funds and also engaging in an improper relationship with Nathan Wade. She was getting the D, guys. She was getting the D. Although initially I didn't even know if that was really the case, but it looks like she was. All right, let's keep going. Willis admitted to the relationship. She said it didn't become romantic until 2022. There's a lot of discrepancies around that in terms of when this relationship started. Willis hired Wade to work on this Trump case. She has paid him $654,000. Let me just repeat that. $654,000 in 1 year alone. That was in 2022. That's according to the co-defendant Michael Roman. Guys, that is more than the president makes in a year. $654,000 to a state contractor who's been brought on to help with the case. That's unheard of. It's more than $500,000. All right. So Trump and his co-defendants, they're looking to disqualify Willis, obviously, because they're saying that this relationship compromises the case. So the defense, they've presented dozens of really damning evidence against Fani. There was the cell phone towers that show that Wade was at her home, the condo that she was staying in the wee hours of the morning, texting her in the wee hours of the morning once he got back to his house. All 2,000 phone calls, 12,000 text messages. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But the latest release are these text messages. And I've got to share these with you guys because it does appear that Attorney Bradley lied in his testimony. He kept saying he didn't recall. He didn't know that conversation didn't happen. This is what he appeared to state repeatedly to Attorney Merchant as she questioned him. But when you look at these text messages, it appears that he was basically giving her all of the information on Fani and Nathan. And if there was an issue of client-attorney privilege, he violated it. So I do foresee some sort of reprimand to Attorney Bradley. And one thing that I thought was interesting is, why did he change his testimony in terms of admitting that he witnessed this relationship starting? And there was mention that he got a phone call from Nathan's friend, not Nathan's friend. And you have to wonder whether or not he was threatened, and this is the catalyst for why he changed his testimony. But he definitely gave up all the goods initially to Attorney Merchant, and I do want to cover that with you guys. Okay, guys, let's talk about these text messages because they're wild. I hate a guy behind the scenes shadowing and making things happen, but afraid to come forth and just stand on their truth. But let's take a look at what Terrence was doing behind the scenes. So I'm not saying that Fani and Nathan are correct or their relationship wasn't improper. If you're going to go and give the other side the evidence and the information, then just be able to say, I did it. But I guess he has too much to lose, especially given his accusation from women at the law firm and that not being criminally charged. I'm sure he's probably thinking that the DA, if he didn't play ball, potentially he might, I don't want to say probably, but he might, have seen some sort of charge or something of that sort. But let's just take a look and see exactly what he told Attorney Merchant. She goes, I'm subpoenaing Chris Campbell and Nathan's office staff. I fear it would look suspicious if I did not also subpoena you, but I plan on putting Nathan and Fani on the stand and only have others under subpoena for backup. I will leave you out, but think if I don't subpoena you, it would look fishy. What do you want me to do? He goes, this is what Terrence says, guys. He says, I'm okay with it. And so she liked it. Then he goes, no, then she goes, it is my hope they do the right thing before then. His response, you are my friend and I trust you. Do you guys hear this? Listen to what he told Attorney Merchant. You are my friend and I trust you. They will not. They're arrogant as fuck. That's what the F is. She thinks she won the other day when she didn't have to be disposed. I mean, he's talking real reckless about Fanny, which is kind of funny. But I mean, the whole idea, you are my friend and I trust you. And the other day, she's like, did you say this to me? Do you recall saying this? No, I don't recall saying that. Oh, I see it. I don't recall that. I don't recall it though. So she really, it really made that whole testimony, it was kind of worthless in my opinion, because he really didn't answer any questions and basically got up there and lied. Well, let me just continue. She goes, that wasn't a win. Thompson set them up. Nathan can admit it all on the 31st. And if he doesn't, then Thompson will make Fanny sit. He basically gave Nathan a chance to protect her. But if he doesn't tell all, then Fanny will have to sit. Nathan's finances make it look like he owed a lot of money when he began this. So Terrence says, owed to who? Not true. She goes, loans, question, not true. She questioned the not true part. It may just be coincidence. He was highly leveraged. And then Terrence says that's on paper. Okay, next. Then she goes, any idea who I could get an affidavit from on the affair? He goes, no one would freely burn that bridge. Okay. She goes, okay. If Chris was asked under oath, would he know? No. Wow. And she goes, wow, I figured he would. I didn't expect them to be so careful. And so Terrence replies, he knows, but he won't admit it. Okay. So that was the second text, set of text messages. The third one, that's advertisement. Okay. Fourth one, they had a full-on relationship. Insane, just insane. Terrence goes, he went to help her move. No, he went to help her move her. And so back to Merchant, she goes, why she would hire him is insane, which I do agree. Hiring Nathan makes no sense at all to me. Not from his experience perspective, but just from, if you're getting, so I'm going to be now paying you for D. No, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I agree. Why would she hire him is insane. Yes. And so Ashley's response, just like a real woman, she goes, like, just date. Don't hire him, which I thoroughly agree with. Thoroughly agree with that. Next one. Last trip was this summer, May or June. And Terrence's response, no, I didn't know. I was gone by then. Hold on. No, I didn't know. I was gone by then. Doesn't surprise me. They took many trips to Florida, Texas. And she goes, and Napa. He goes, California. And he goes, yep. And then so as it goes on, later on, it goes, when she moved her daughter there. And remember, she was asked, did you move your daughter to California? And she goes, Fanny's response was, I'm not telling you where my daughter lives. Merchant's response is, I can't believe they're so careless. I'm trying to anticipate her response when I blow this up. All right. So then Ashley goes, do you think it started before she hired him? Terrence's response, if there was any client attorney privileges, it's out the window. I don't even know how he could even state its privilege. His response was absolutely. He was asked repeatedly, do you know when this started? Do you know if it started before she hired him? Do you know when this started? I don't recall. I only had one conversation with him. I don't recall. I was being speculative. I don't recall. He then says it started when she left the DA's office and was a judge in South Fulton. Ashley replies, she liked it started when she left the DA's office. Then he replies, they met at the municipal court plea conference. She goes, that's what I figured when he was married. And then she goes, is this accurate? Upon information and belief, Willis and Wade met while both were serving as magistrate judges and began a romantic relationship at that time. Terrence replies, no, municipal court. And she goes, thank you. So that part was brought up quite a few times, and he made it appear as if that was the only thing he said to her. Like, yep, I reviewed what you sent. Yep. And I corrected that one part. Like nothing else was incorrect. Although up here, you can clearly see, she said, do you think it started before she hired him? He said, yeah. He said, yes. He says that. As a matter of fact, he said, absolutely. Let's just be precise about what he said. He said, absolutely. Okay, so it goes on. But you can't put where they met. Not many people know that. I might be one of only, not even Chris Campbell. So he doesn't want to give it away. And you can see that he doesn't want to give it away that he is the person that is feeding all the information to the defense. She goes on to say, I'm almost done with my motion. I'm not filing until Monday. Go home and sleep. I can send you a draft. Can't wait to hear about your trip. Okay, so this is sounding a lot like they are developing some sort of friendship. You hear this? Can't wait to hear about your trip. Like as if they're friends. And he actually said that on that first text message exchange. We're friends. I'm your friend. Okay. So he goes, okay, happy hunting. She replies, to your knowledge, has Nathan ever prosecuted a felony? I can't find a single one. Guys, that is really something. So he's never even prosecuted a felony, yet he's charging the former president of the United States with a RICO, and he's not even prosecuted a felony. Terrence replies, never in his life has he ever prosecuted a felony. She said, that's what I found too. It's bad. Send a rough draft. I guess he meant to me, but he says, send me, oh, I'm sorry. He says, send me a rough draft. All right, let's see what the next set of exchange looks like. His reply, it's okay. Add me to footnote 15 and how much I made. She replies, I took you out. I can add that back. And remember, yesterday she said, you asked me to take, you asked me to add you back in after I taken you out. And, she kind of set up the foundation as to why that took place, blah, blah. She goes on, 1203. She says, good point. He says, yes, add it back. She replies, anything else? Anything that isn't accurate? He says, looks good. So basically, he's validating that everything she's saying, yes, started before the before Trump case. They went to Napa. He helped her move the daughter out there. I mean, you can just see there's no client attorney. He wasn't concerned about any client attorney privilege. That was out the window, definitely. Anyway, so she loved the looks good reply from Terrence. She goes on to say, how do you think they will respond? I'm trying to anticipate. He replies, did you look at campaign contributions? I can't remember what we gave her when she was running. I mean, he's feeding her exactly what you need to do. Look at the campaign contributions. Then she goes on, how will they react to this? Attack me. Give the stupid no fear or favor speech. Give the stupid no fear or favor speech. How will they react to this? So she's trying to figure out, like, what is Fani's angle going to be? Harris replies, that's another conversation. Sonia Allen. I don't know who Sonia Allen is. No, they will deny it. No way. They won't attack you. Oh my God. They will say those trips and cruises were for work, even though he didn't submit them for reimbursement, laugh out loud. Sonia, I keep trying to figure out where she fits into this puzzle. Yes, they're going to deny it. All right, let's keep going. Do you know when she was elected, he was on her executive team and was a part of all interviews for people she hired and fired? They will still deny it. You guys hear that? When she was elected, he was on the executive team and was a part of all the interviews for people she hired and fired. I do recall the former governor saying that when he was called in to help work on the case, the RICO case against Trump, Nathan was there. He was a part of that interview team. Okay, let's keep going. He says, I did hear that, but didn't include it because I don't have any proof. Was he just not paid for that? I'm not sure if anyone from the office would verify. I am shocked she paid him so much. How do they think they wouldn't get caught? Exclamation point, which I have to agree, it was like way too much. 654,000, you gotta be kidding me. So careless. Why not just not pay Nathan? Lord. She said, why not just not pay Nathan? That actually would have been better. And then Terrence replies, arrogance. Next thing. Did security accompany them on their out-of-town personal trips? Terrence replies, not out of town, but would to our office or dinner. Ah, okay, thanks. I may subpoena the detail, but wasn't sure if it would help much. Those guys know it all. Yes, but they change. See, I remember them saying this as well in the testimony, that her security staff, the detail they switched out. And here he is giving the information. And I remember him saying he don't recall, he don't know, he doesn't know. I don't recall that. I don't know. No, I never gave you that. Never said anything. Here he is. Yes, but they changed. You need to subpoena her original detail. Do you hear this? And Merchant said he said this, and he got on that stand and he lied. You need to subpoena her original detail and current detail. You really want the guys when she was initially elected. So he was basically setting Nathan and Fani up. He wanted this to go down. He is a snake, guys. He is. He's not their friend. He goes on to say the exchange. This is Merchant. That's the thing. Even without evidence of sex, he paid for her plane tickets and her travel. Exclamation points, exclamation points, exclamation points. Subpoena them all. Merchant says, I am nervous. This is huge. She's getting excited. Obviously, she thinks she's got something on them, and she does. Look at Terrence's reply. You are huge. Yeah, huge in the boobs. I mean, he's trying to reel her in. He goes, you are huge. You will be fine. You're one of the best lawyers I know. Go be great. Go forth and do great things, Attorney Merchant. Let me stop. Okay. It's definitely sweet on her. I don't know what changed to make him completely change his testimony, but he was sweet on her. All right. He goes on the next page on the exchange. My main question has always been, how did Sonia feel about Fani taking her man? How did Sonia feel about Fani taking her man? Again, no client attorney privilege. Look at his response. Not sure how she felt or feels. Her and Nathan are extremely close now. It started romantic, but when I left, it was more brotherly, sisterly. Okay, so Nathan has been getting it in with quite a few people. Nathan he's definitely had some other outside relationships. Listen, not sure how she felt or feels. Her and Nathan are extremely close now. It started romantic, but when I left, it was more brother sisterly. But occasionally they would mess around. Wow. Okay. And that is the end of that exchange. And so we get to see all of Nathan's. Let me just say, guys, and now that we've gone over the text messages, Nathan lied on his divorce file. It's an interrogation regarding whether or not he had ever had any extramarital affairs or outside, anything outside of his marriage. Clearly, it wasn't just Fani. There's a Sonia. Terrence Bradley clearly had some sort of interest in Attorney Merchant. He was sweet on her. He was giving her all of the details. He probably thought this was going to be some sort of sneaky link on the side for him. Yeah, and he was going to be helping her bring down Nathan and Fani behind the scenes, and then those two. This is hypothetical, because clearly this is not how this played out. But from that text message exchange, he was absolutely sweet on her. He was crushing on her and giving her all the goods. That's how she got it. She just played nice and was, able to get all the information that she wanted. Okay, guys, that's enough of the snakes. He perjured himself because he lied, repeatedly lied. And for that matter, so did Fani and Nathan. Okay, guys, I think that's it for me on this part of the case. I have some other news to talk about today, and I will be back to talk about Diddy, which is equally explosive. All right, guys. All right, that's it for today. For Fani. All right, we'll talk later. Bye.